Good evening. He was a married father of 3.
Brian Dugan also left a lasting legacy at Kenmore West High School. News 4's Lori Schultz is live from the scene of last night's tragedy in the town of Tonawanda. Lori?
Yeah, right. You know, for those of you not familiar with this area, I'm actually live along Sheridan Drive, not too far away from Anderson's restaurant. You know, rain or shine tonight at 8 o'clock, family and friends are expected to gather at this intersection for a candlelight vigil to remember a very, very popular teacher. 37-year-old Brian Dugan's wide smile is easy to spot in Kenmore West High School's most recent yearbook. His tragic and sudden death Wednesday night came as a shock to staff and students who will always remember his passion to teach.
Mr. Dugan was a very, very funny and fun-loving, wonderful person to be around, and an excellent teacher and guide to so many of our students.
Sadly, many of his students watched helplessly as emergency responders converged on the tragic scene on Sheridan Drive.
Preliminary investigation shows that he was crossing the street, and all the witness statements so far have stated that the light was red for the vehicle on Sheridan Drive at the time of the accident.
The driver's been identified as 75-year-old Beverly Walsh, also a town resident. At this time, there's no indication she was driving under the influence.
Well, you have to pay attention. You have to obey the speed limits. You have to obey the traffic signals. You never know what's going to happen.
Mr. Dugan lived in this neighborhood. He was a husband and father of an infant and 2 sons who are students in the district. He also was a football coach for the modified team at the middle school. He was a wildly popular 10th grade English teacher who led the department. Grief counselors will remain at the school indefinitely to help staff and students cope with his death.
The mood in the school is quite somber, as you could imagine. Students who were being taught by Brian were mostly affected, obviously.
He was charming, just a great person to work with, and a favorite teacher of so many of our students.
And so many tributes are now in the works, including the candlelight vigil tonight and a moment of silence planned before the varsity game on Saturday. Just want to remind you parents that if you're planning to attend the open house at Kenmore West, that's been postponed until the 29th. Now, obviously, many students are heartbroken.